It is 8:52. Welcome back. Fighting in the Middle East isn't just impacting the military and commercial travel. It's also having a major impact on oil prices.
Yeah, those increased costs mean gas and energy prices seeing their own jumps.
That's right. Gas buddy petroleum analyst Patrick DeHaan joining us live this morning in very high demand. We appreciate you joining us. All right, so we'll just get right to it. What is the latest news with oil prices right now? What are we seeing at the gas pump?
Well, oil prices do continue to advance, up against some 3% this morning, and that's pushing up gas prices across the country. Charlotte certainly no exception. Average gas prices today just under the $3 a gallon mark in Charlotte. That's up 22 cents in the last week alone, up 33 cents from a month ago. And unfortunately, I do think that in the next couple of hours or maybe even the next day or two, we'll probably see the average price in Charlotte hitting that $3 a gallon mark and heading higher. Maybe higher in the ballpark of 10 or 15 cents a gallon over the next week, but we are starting to slow down. Now, what happens next is really going to be contingent on what does develop from here on out, especially surrounding the Strait of Hormuz. That's a vital waterway that carries about 20% of the daily flow of oil globally. And it's essentially closed right now because of threats that Iran has made. So if that vital waterway remains closed, oil prices could continue to go up. And keep in mind, we also have the seasonality, the transition to summer gasoline that's going to continue putting upward pressure on gas prices.
Patrick, without getting too much in the weeds, help us understand sort of the chain reaction effect and really how long it takes. Let's say we know there's a conflict starting in the Middle East. How long does that trickle down effect take from, you know, as you mentioned, the waterways that are going to be blocked off for the oil coming out of there? How long does that take from the fear to set in before it actually comes to affect us at a gas pump? I mean, does it happen immediately? Is it like a month kind of transition? How does that process work?
Yeah, no, a lot of it, and this has been a hugely popular question, is why people look at futures for April and May. Why is this happening now? Well, that's because oil markets have always worked at the market price. Things can change in an instant, especially over the last several decades. We've seen constant military action in the Middle East, and oil prices are basically market set. That is, there's no cheap way to get oil today and wait until April to have to pay a higher price. So everything is determined on the market level. Technology and tools have allowed that essentially to be funneled down very quickly. I mean, gas stations even get push notifications and alerts when their cost goes up. So the technology has allowed these increases to be spread down to the station very quickly. Keep in mind, stations are oftentimes actually behind the curve on raising prices. That's how analysts like I and others can help warn you about what's to come in the pump in the weeks ahead. So they're trying to stay on top of it. And these price increases impact oil today and essentially gas prices tomorrow.
Okay, speaking of forecasting in the weeks ahead, as Jason was kind of talking about too, the chain reaction. Patrick, give us the worst case scenario, right? So there were predictions out there that these Gulf countries, their storage capacity as barrels build up, they couldn't go more than about 3 weeks, right? The president has said that this war could be 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks. What is the worst case scenario as this conflict continues to go on? If we go, say, a month, what does that do?
Well, keep in mind, the pressure builds and builds and builds. I really would hope that the pressure would be so high before a month that there would be action taken, especially surrounding the Strait of Hormuz. Now, the president has already hinted that military escorts are on the table. However, that's a lot of military assets needed for hundreds of ships in the Strait of Hormuz. We've got to figure out a way to build confidence in allowing ships to travel through the Strait of Hormuz. Unfortunately, Iran has a lot of cheap drones that can be utilized to undermine and attack vessels. So that's where the focus point is. After a month, boy, if there's no action, we could be talking about triple-digit oil or beyond that, with gas prices continuing to surge. I mean, really, there's no limit. The kink in the hose is so significant, and you can't recover lost time. I mean, every day these vessels are losing out on delivering 20 million barrels of oil and then getting back into the Middle East and picking up more. So this becomes certainly an exponential problem the longer this goes on, and certainly it's not good news for what you and I are paying at the pump.
Yeah, and of course everyone's going to be keeping a very close eye on the situation in the Middle East and what we're seeing when what we're paying for gas. Gas buddy petroleum analyst Patrick DeHaan, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.